Today we are going to discuss about the steam nozzle. Steam nozzle. A steam nozzle is a passage of varying cross section which is used for converting heat energy of steam into kinetic energy. It is used for converting heat energy of steam into kinetic energy. Okay. In this, the steam will be entered into the steam nozzle with very high pressure and high heat content. And at the end of the nozzle, we will get a high velocity steam jet. The steam nozzle can be mainly classified into three. That is convergent nozzle, divergent nozzle, and convergent divergent nozzle. If the area of cross section of a steam nozzle will be decreases from its entrance to exit, it is known as convergent nozzle. And if the area of cross section from entrance to exit will be increasing, then it is known as divergent nozzle. And if the area of cross section of the nozzle will be decreases from entrance to its throat, and then from throat to exit if it is increases, then it is known as a convergent divergent nozzle. ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് നോസിലിന്റെ ഏറ്റവും ഏരിയ ഓഫ് ക്രോസ് സെക്ഷൻ ഏറ്റവും കുറവുള്ള പാർട്ടിനെയാണ് നമുക്ക് ത്രോട്ട് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Throat എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ what are the main purpose of a steam nozzle? Take the case of a steam turbine. A steam turbine is a device which is used for converting the heat energy of a steam into mechanical energy in two stages. In first stage, the heat energy of the steam will be converted into kinetic energy, which will produce with a high velocity steam jet in the nozzle part of the steam turbine. And at the end of this steam nozzle, we will get a very high velocity steam jet. That means the heat energy of the steam is converting into kinetic energy. And in the steam turbine, this high kinetic energy will be converted into mechanical energy in the form of rotation of shaft. So, in order to produce this high velocity steam jet, we are using steam nozzle. Okay. And there are three types of steam nozzle also: convergent nozzle, divergent nozzle, and convergent divergent nozzle. നമ്മൾ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതലായിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന steam nozzle ആണ് convergent divergent nozzle. Okay. And now we have to discuss about the nozzle efficiency. Nozzle efficiency. I already told you that in steam nozzle, the heat energy of the steam is converted into kinetic energy. That means during this here the expansion of steam is taking place. That means there will be a reduction in pressure, and due to that there will be increase in the velocity of steam jet. And when the steam is expanded inside a steam nozzle, there will be a heat drop will be taking place. That means there will be an enthalpy drop. This enthalpy drop is converting into kinetic energy. Okay. Then that means this and the expansion inside this steam nozzle is assumed to be isentropic expansion. What is isentropic expansion? During this expansion, no heat is transferred between the system and the surrounding. And during this isentropic, that means constant entropy. Constant entropy. That means suppose this isentropic expansion can be shown in a molar diagram. That is, suppose the steam is expanded from a pressure P1 to a pressure P2 isentropically. That can be shown in a molar diagram. That means enthalpy entropy chart like this. That means during this expansion inside this steam nozzle, this enthalpy drop from suppose this enthalpy drop is drawn from 1 to 2. That this enthalpy drop is converting into kinetic energy. But this is if the expansion inside this steam nozzle is isentropic expansion, then it can be shown as 1 to 2. Okay, then this 100% of this enthalpy drop, that is H1 minus H2, can be converted into kinetic energy. But in actual case, this 100% enthalpy drop cannot be converted fully into kinetic energy. And the reason is that when during the expansion of steam inside this nozzle, due to the high velocity gaining, there will be a friction resistance is offered by the walls of the tube to the flow of the steam. Therefore, this 100% due to this friction resistance, some heat will be built up inside the steam nozzle. Therefore, this 100% of this enthalpy drop cannot be converted into kinetic energy. That means this H1 minus H2 cannot be fully converted into kinetic energy. Instead, if the steam is expanded adiabatically, not isentropically, if the steam is the reversible adiabatic process is known as isentropic process. So, if instead of this steam expanding from 1 to 2 isentropically, that is S1 equal to S2, instead, if the steam is expanded inside this steam nozzle along this dotted line 1 to 2 dash, then this H1 minus H2 dash will be the useful heat drop that which will be able to convert into kinetic energy. So, this H1 minus H2 cannot be fully converted into kinetic energy. Instead, this useful heat drop H1 minus H2 dash can be fully converted into kinetic energy. So, the nozzle efficiency can be defined as that is denoted by letter K. This nozzle efficiency can be defined as the ratio between this useful heat drop and isentropic heat drop. This useful heat drop is our H1 minus H2 dash. That is the useful heat drop that can be converted into kinetic energy. Not the 100% heat drop that is H1 minus H2. If the 100% heat drop H1 minus H2 can be fully converted into kinetic energy, then the efficiency of the nozzle will be 100%. But this 100% of this heat cannot be fully converted into kinetic energy. Therefore, there will be an efficiency for nozzle that is obtained by K equal to useful heat drop. That useful heat drop is the H1 minus H2 dash, which can be converted to kinetic energy, divided by isentropic heat drop, that is H1 minus H2, which cannot be fully converted into kinetic energy. This is the expression for nozzle efficiency. Now we will have to discuss about the velocity of steam flowing through a nozzle or velocity of steam which is coming out of the nozzle. Okay, I already told you the aim of a nozzle is to produce high velocity of steam jet. So we will have to find out the velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle, at what velocity the steam is coming out of the nozzle. I already told you the steam is entering into the nozzle with a very high pressure and negligible velocity, and the steam is coming out of the nozzle with a very high velocity. Then we will have to find out the velocity of steam coming out of this nozzle. Okay, then for that, suppose we can take that this is the initial question 1 and this is the final question 2, and the steam is expanding from this 1 to 2. Okay, then suppose V1 is the velocity of steam at the entrance of the nozzle and V2 is the velocity of steam at any section considered. Then I told you that aim of steam nozzle is to convert the enthalpy drop into kinetic energy. So the enthalpy drop, according to the purpose of the steam, the enthalpy drop is equal to increase in kinetic energy. Okay, then this enthalpy drop can be obtained by H1 minus H2 and it is used for this increase in the kinetic energy, that is half if the velocity will be increased from V1 to V2 during the expansion through the nozzle, then the change in kinetic energy will be equal to half mv2 square minus half mv square. And assume that 1 kilogram of steam is passing through this nozzle, then this m can be taken as 1. Then this can be obtained as H1 minus H2 can be written as delta H. Delta H is equal to half V2 square minus V1 square. And if you are neglecting the initial velocity of steam, which is at that velocity at which the steam entering into the nozzle, that means here V1 can be neglected. Then this equation can be rewritten as, I am taking this half V2 square here, half V2 square is equal to delta H. And then V2 square is equal to what will be? V2 square is equal to 2 into delta H. Since the enthalpy is given in kilojoule per kilogram, we will have to convert this kilojoule into joule in order to get the velocity in meter per second. So we will have to multiply this by 1000. Then it will be, this equation will become, instead of 2 it will become 2000. 2000 into delta H. That means V2 square equal to 2000 into delta H. Therefore, the velocity V2 will be equal to root of 2000 into delta H, or V2 equal to root of 2000 will be 44.72. This can be taken out. Then V2 will be equal to 44.72 into root of delta H. Okay, where H is given in kilojoule per kilogram. And if you are considering this equation is obtained in the assumption that all of the heat drop will be converted into kinetic energy. That means I told you earlier H1 minus H2 if the gas is expanded isentropically inside the nozzle. But I told you actually the 100% heat drop cannot be converted into kinetic energy. If the 100% heat cannot be converted into kinetic energy, then the equation for the velocity of steam will become. That means if you are considering the nozzle velocity, nozzle efficiency, then the equation will become. If the nozzle efficiency is considered, then this equation will become V2 equal to 44.72 into root of K into delta H. Instead of delta H, there will be another factor comes K. K into delta H, where K is the nozzle efficiency. Okay, that means if the nozzle is not 100% efficient, then there comes nozzle efficiency. Okay, then if the nozzle efficiency is considered, the velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle will be equal to, the equation will be equal to V2 equal to 44.72 root K into delta H. Okay, we discussed about the nozzle efficiency and velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle. ഇനി അതിനെ കുറിച്ചിട്ട് ഒന്നും കൂടി നമുക്ക് ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയി മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി നമുക്ക് ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം സോൾവ് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ പ്രോബ്ലം ഇതാണ് നോക്കുക. Dry saturated steam at 5 bar with negligible velocity expands isentropically in a convergent nozzle to 1 bar and dryness fraction 0.94. Determine the velocity of steam leaving the nozzle. First question. Second question is, if 10% of the heat drop is lost in friction, find the final velocity of steam. ഇങ്ങനെ രണ്ട് പ്രോബ്ലം ആയിട്ട് ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത് വെച്ചാൽ സ്റ്റീം 5 ബാർ പ്രഷറിലുള്ള ഡ്രൈ സാച്ചുറേറ്റഡ് സ്റ്റീം ഉണ്ട്. ആ 5 ബാർ പ്രഷറിൽ നിന്ന് അത് 1 ബാർ പ്രഷറിലേക്ക് എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്യും, ഐസോട്രോപിക്കലി എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്യും. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ ഐസോട്രോപിക്കലി എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ what is the equation for what is the final velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle? ഇനി രണ്ടാമത്തെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പറയുന്നത് 5 ബാർ പ്രഷറിൽ നിന്നും 1 ബാർ പ്രഷറിലേക്ക് എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്തു, പക്ഷേ ഐസോട്രോപിക്കലി അല്ല. 10% of the heat drop is lost in friction. Then we will find out the final velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle. Then from this we can get pressure P1 equal 5 bar, pressure P2 equal 1 bar, and the final dryness factor is 0.94. Okay, അപ്പോൾ 5 bar dry saturated steam at 5 bar is expanded to 1 bar having dryness fraction 0.94. Okay, അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് we know that the equation for velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle is 44.72 into root of delta H. Delta H means H1 minus H2. അതായത് dry saturated steam having 5 bar pressure ഉള്ള enthalpy is H1. അത് എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷം ഐസോട്രോപിക്കലി എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷം wet steam having pressure 1 bar and dryness fraction 0.98 is the second enthalpy H2. അപ്പോൾ രണ്ട് enthalpy നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ കാണാം. H1 is the 5 bar pressure dry saturated steam in enthalpy. H2 is the 1 bar pressure ഉള്ള wet steam having dryness fraction 0.94 ഉള്ള steamന്റെ enthalpy. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ആദ്യം നമുക്ക് ഫ്രം സ്റ്റീം ടേബിൾ നമുക്ക് സ്റ്റീം ടേബിളിലുള്ള പ്രഷർ ടേബിൾ എടുക്കുക, രണ്ടാമത്തെ ടേബിൾ എടുക്കുക. ആ രണ്ടാമത്തെ ടേബിളിൽ നമുക്ക് 5 ബാർ പ്രഷറിലുള്ള സ്റ്റീമിന്റെ ഡ്രൈ സാച്ചുറേറ്റഡ് സ്റ്റീമിന്റെ എന്താൽപ്പി ഓഫ് ഡ്രൈ സാച്ചുറേറ്റഡ് സ്റ്റീം HG നോക്കുക. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് H1. H1 ഈക്വൽ ടു 2747.5 കിലോജൂൾ പെർ കിലോഗ്രാം കിട്ടും. ഇനി H2 കാണാൻ വേണ്ടിയുള്ള കണ്ടീഷൻ എന്താണ്? 1 ബാർ വിത്ത് Dryness fraction 0.94. That means wet steam. What is the enthalpy of wet steam? H2 ലുള്ള second point ലുള്ള H2 ലുള്ള enthalpy equal to എന്താണ്? HF2 plus X2 into HFG2. അപ്പോൾ HF2 can be obtained from the steam table. That means the pressure corresponds to 1 bar. And HFG2 can be obtained from the steam table. That is the enthalpy. So latent heat of evaporation or enthalpy of evaporation corresponds to 1 bar pressure and X2 equal to 0.94. Okay, then HF2 can be obtained from the steam table correspond to 1 bar is 417.5 and HFG2 correspond to 1 bar pressure can be obtained from steam table that is 2257.98 and line fraction X2 that is given here 0.94. Then we can obtain H2 can have 2540 kilojoule per kilogram. Now we got H1 and H2. Then as per the equation we can find out the velocity V2 equal to 44.72 root delta H equal to 44.72 into root of this H1 minus H2 and finally equation will be obtained at 644 meter per second. That means the velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle if the expansion is isentropic, then the velocity will be equal to 644 meter per second. And what was the second question? If the expansion is not isentropic, adiabatic expansion with 10% of the heat drop is lost in friction. Find out the velocity. If 10% of the heat drop is lost due to friction, എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ആ 100% നമുക്ക് കിട്ടേണ്ട ഹീറ്റ് ഡ്രോപ്പ് യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്യാൻ കിട്ടേണ്ട ഹീറ്റ് ഡ്രോപ്പിന്റെ 10% ലോസ് ആയി പോവുക മീൻസ് ദ നോസിൽ എഫിഷ്യൻസി ഈസ് 90%. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് 0.9. അത് കിട്ടാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ ഈ 10% ഓഫ് ദ ഹീറ്റ് ഡ്രോപ്പ് is lost in friction means nozzle efficiency is 90%. That means 90% of the heat drop can be utilized. Okay, in that case the equation will be velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle equal to 44.72 into instead of delta it will be root of K into delta where K is the nozzle efficiency. So this is so we can solve like this 44.72 into root of 0.9 that is nozzle efficiency into just like this 2747.5 minus 2540. That then this equation then the final answer will become the second question the answer will become 611.32 meter per second. അപ്പോൾ ഇതെന്താണ് മീൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? നമുക്ക് 100% ഹീറ്റ് ഡ്രോപ്പ് നമുക്ക് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് കൈനറ്റിക് എനർജി ആക്കി കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ the velocity of steam coming out of the nozzle will become 644 meter per second. But 100% instead 90% heat drop നമുക്ക് യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടുള്ളൂ എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ velocity will be reduced. That means in that case the velocity will become 611.32 meter per second.